Said I'd be sharing more stories of things that happened to me while I was younger that I've kept secret for my entire life and haven't told anybody, so here's another story. Fair warning, this video might be a little triggering. I was really young at the time. I don't exactly remember what age. I was around 8 or 13 years old. Me and my friends were going to this haunted maze and it was around Halloween time. It was one of my friend's parents that was taking us there and it was a group of 5 or 6 of my friends. While me and my friends were going through this maze, we were standing in a line and I was standing in the very back. So while we were walking, I ended up tripping on my shoelace and I fell to the side where there was curtains. It was the curtains where the workers would pop out and try to scare you. When I fell, I tried to yell for my friends, but because of the sound effects of the maze, they couldn't hear me. And by the time I got up, they were gone. So I started walking and I eventually got to a place where you could only go right or left, and I went left. And once I went left, I ended up in a circular room where there was 5 passageways. But there was also a group of teenage boys and I didn't even see them at first. All I know is I turned around and got grabbed, like for part 2. This is part 2 of the time I got lost in a haunted maze. Like I said, I lost track of my friends and I was looking for my friends and I ended up in a part of the maze where there was all these guys that I didn't even see at first. All I know is I turned around and I got grabbed. So I screamed. I was super young at the time. I was defenseless. I didn't know what to do. Those guys seemed like they were around their teenage years and they were laughing and making a joke out of it. One of them was laughing and they told their friend, grab her legs. And so the friend grabbed my legs and they were tugging me and pulling me, and then they started to pull my pants down. Panic was filling over my body. I couldn't even scream. When you're young, you'd always think you know what to do at these moments, but you really don't. You just freeze up. And that's exactly what I did. I just froze up. But thankfully, as soon as I felt my pants starting to get pulled down, another group of people turned the corner, and that's when the boys dropped me and ran, like for part 3. This is going to be part 3 of the time I got lost in a haunted maze. Like I said, another group of people started to turn the corner. That's when the boys dropped me and they ran. Those group of people didn't really get to see what was going on. So they asked me if I was okay. I told them that I was good. Me being super young and scared, I didn't really want to tell them what happened. My parents were also really iffy about me going out and I didn't want there to be a situation that would make them not trust me anymore. So they started to walk me out of the maze, you guys. And I'm guessing we were nearing towards the exit. But as we were nearing towards the exit, I completely forgot about the boys. I had realized that I didn't have a bracelet that I was wearing. Me being young and trying not to annoy the people that found me and were helping me get out of the maze, I wanted to turn around, but I didn't want to tell them that I needed to turn around because I lost something. So I ran back. As I was running back, trying to find this bracelet in this maze, I had ran into the same group of teenage boys who assaulted me, like for part 4. This is going to be part 4 of the time I got lost in a haunted maze. I had lost something in the maze, and once I ran back to find it, I had ran into the same group of teenage boys who assaulted me. Like I said previously, I had completely forgotten about these boys. How did I forget about these boys? I'm not sure. I was very young, very dumb, and I wish I wasn't scared at the time to tell those people who were walking me out of the maze that I had lost something, because I'm sure they would have been nice enough to help me find it. But I was scared. I didn't want to annoy them. So as soon as I saw those boys, I was thinking life or death. Why was I thinking life or death? I'm not sure, but that was my instinct. So I took it upon myself to do the dash, and I ran and ran and ran, and I did not look back. I didn't remember which way to go out of the maze, but I somehow did make it out. Thankfully, the Lord was really watching over me that day. And once I got out, I was screaming for my friends. I was screaming their names. I was looking for them everywhere. Eventually, I found my friends, and I just hugged one of them and started bawling.
This story times how I found out my boyfriend lied about his age. At the time, I was 15 and I found out he was 32. By the way, we're calling him Jake. So I met Jake at a college party and I was able to go because my sister had just entered college and I begged her to take me. So I had fun. I ended up meeting Jake, and from there we started talking.
This
he told me he was still in college, and of course
I
told him I was still in high school.
I was 15,
at the time he told
and
me
I found out he was 32.
And he slightly
like I
looked
said
older,
earlier,
but
he had
I
got
guess
pulled
he
over
just
by the
looked older
cops
for
and
his
he asked for
age.
his ID.
And I know we weren't supposed
when
to
he had
date
got
at
it
these
back,
ages,
he had
but
put his
my dad
ID
was
in
5
his
years
cup
older
holder.
than my mom.
I
and
took a
didn't
glance
think
and I
that it
saw
was
he was
that
born
bad
in the
being 3 years apart.
1980s.
We were together
When the
for
cops
10
left,
months.
we drove
When my
off.
birthday
Then I
came
asked
around,
him,
he wanted
Jake,
to take me out on a
how
date.
old are you again?
He picked me
He's
up from
like,
home
18.
and drove me to a
Why'd you
restaurant.
ask that? And 5 minutes
I
before
picked
we
up
get
his
to the
ID
restaurant
and
he
pushed
gets
it
pulled
into
over
his face
for not having
He
his
quickly
lights on.
steps
The
on the
cops
brake
asked
and
for his
snatches
ID.
it from
He showed
me.
the cops
I was
and put
like,
it down.
take me home. I took a look at his
no,
ID.
no, it's a fake
and it said
ID.
he was born in
I
the
was like,
1980s.
what do you need a fake
It gets
ID
really
for?
bad after
Where's
this.
your
Let
real
me know
one?
if y'all want a part
He
2.
looked at me in shock. Then I told him I wanted to leave. I tried to open up the car door to leave, and he tells me, you're not going nowhere. Guys, this is when it gets really scary. Y'all let me know if y'all want a part 3. This is part 3 of how I found out my boyfriend lied about his age. At the time, I was 15, and I found out he was 32. Okay, so like I said before, I saw his ID, and I could tell he was lying about how it was fake. So I immediately wanted to get out. I try to open up the door, but it doesn't open. I told him to let me out. He responds, "You're not going anywhere and you're not leaving me." I then start pushing on him to get me out. He stops and says, "If you keep pushing on me, we're going to crash." So I grab my phone and I call the police. He took my phone and threw it out the window. And I'm like, where the hell are you taking me? Guys, this is when it gets really dangerous. Y'all let me know if I should make a part 4.
Are you not ashamed of yourself?
Bye, sisters.